Hi, hello, and welcome. Hi, it's Spooktober, whatever day it is. And, today I have here with me the blood of the innocent. Tasty. This is definitely not what's in there. No, it's definitely not. It's definitely not unnamed brand liquid that I'm a really big fan of cherry flavor. It's definitely not that. It again, no brand in particular.
You just want to jump in?
We, first of all, disclaimer, big old disclaimer to start this off. We are uncultured. We don't ingest horror media of any kind. So here with me, I have a list of 10 horror movies, supposedly the greatest of all time, 10 horror books, again, supposedly the greatest of all time, and 10 horror games, once again, supposedly the greatest of all time. Horror video games.
Like, what horror video games are on here?
You'll see. You'll see. And today, since we know nothing about them, we are going to judge them by their titles and their titles alone. Ready? Part 1. Movies. Number 1. Us. Us. The title. Let's go to the title. What does Us give you vibes of?
Our movie.
It is not your movie.
It's
movie. Not your money. It's not your ticket sales. It's our ticket sales. We are now in Soviet Russia.
We are now in Soviet Russia, comrade.
And suffice to say, it is not very scary at all, is it? Because Soviet Russia was a great place.
It was a great place to live.
Where if we suffered, we suffered. Not only one person.
Suffered.
There are not one people who suffer. We all suffer. We are one people, and we suffer together.
We suffer together, comrade. We are one, comrade.
Exactly.
We are together.
Title number 2. Get out.
Get out!
It's so passive aggressive. It's like I wouldn't go to see a movie called Get Out because I feel like they were talking directly to me. Like, oh, you wanna sit down in the theaters, watch this movie? Get out. Get the frick. Just leave. Exit.
Just
go.
Freaking leave the theater
right now. Get out.
Scrub.
Get out. You're sitting down. You're watching this video. Get out.
Get
now. Leave.
Just
Exit
get
that way.
out.
And that's how that feels. Honestly, did that feel good? Did that feel good? No, it doesn't make me want to watch a movie if it's called Get Out. That's so, like, aggressive.
The Cabinet of Dr.
This is my
Cali.
fault. This is my fault. I was writing down this list.
Yeah, you freaked up. You dumb.
There was some weird, like, Italian name for this movie. And for some reason, my dumb brain only put The Cabinet of Dr. Cali. So, like, Cali what? California? That's not scary at all. Number 4, A Quiet Place. If a place is quiet, how is it scary, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing
Or
loud to scare you.
It's quiet. Too quiet.
Well, even then, they're only just scared that something loud is going to happen any minute now. And if it's a quiet place, then nothing loud should happen, right? Right. So I think that's good.
King Kong. I think we've all
Who the
heard
frick
of
doesn't
this.
know who King Kong is? He's that dude from Mario.
No, he has his own game franchise.
Oh yeah, he has his own game franchise now, and he has like his freaking his
Kong.
child. Kitty Kong? Yeah, because it's King Kong and Kitty Kong. That's right. Yeah. Number 6. Nosferatu, A Symphony of Horror. First of all, I can barely say that first word. What the heck is up with that?
You just can't.
It's like Nosferatu? Nosferatu, A Symphony of Horror. It sounds like a musical. Musicals aren't scary.
Unless they are.
In which case they're still not, because you just sit there wondering, why are they singing? That's not scary. It's a musical.
Unless it's a scary
Sometimes
song. It's
they
spooky
stay
music.
in one note for a very long time, and it's supposed to raise suspense, but mostly you just sit there asking yourself, why are they singing?
Why do they sing? Why do we sing?
Number
So
7, Psycho. No. Psycho. Okay.
Another classic film.
Another classic film with a crappy title. It's just, honestly, it's trash because, but like,
Okay.
Psycho, it's not scary in my mind because of all the, like, people who are trying to be edgy on TikTok claiming that they're, like, psychopaths or whatever.
That's not edgy. That's just makes me want
It's
to be like.
cringe. So it's really not that scary of a title. Either that or it used to be a scary title and it just hasn't aged well. Number 8, The Bride of Frankenstein. Why the frick was this ahead of Frankenstein on the list? It's the sequel. Who likes the sequel more than the original? Apparently the buffoons who were put in charge of this list. Bride of Frankenstein was ranked above the original Frankenstein. What the heck is up with that?
Okay.
Come on, man. Okay, next.
Okay.
The Babadook. Try saying that with a straight face.
The freak.
Babadook.
The Babadook.
The Babadook. The Babadook. The Babadook sounds like the Babadook sounds like the funky dance that you do. The Babadook. Number 10, Frankenstein. Now here's where the original went. Like, come on, why is it number 10? It should have been number 8, and Bride should have been number 10, because the sequel is never better than the original. I mean, it's not like I've seen either of these movies, but I just know it in my soul. Okay. So anyway, Frankenstein. Next up, books. Number 1, The Haunting of Hill House. This is good. It has haunting in it. That's pretty good. Like, that's a red flag right away. I know that's going to be spooky. I know I'm going to want to avoid it. Now, like Hill House, that's alliteration. That is a technique right there.
The Haunting of Hill House.
Haunting of Hill House. That's alliteration. It's a good technique. All in all, I'd say it's a pretty spooky title. I think it definitely has earned its place on number 1 as far as titles go.
Where did you find this list?
I Googled it.
Awesome.
I Googled top horror books of all time or whatever, and this is the list Google gave me. Okay, number 2, Dracula.
Dracula. Count.
I mean,
The Count.
Dracula's
One.
iconic.
Two.
Even though I've never... And you just ruined the title by comparing it to Sesame Street. Congratulations.
What?
I didn't think you could ruin a title this timeless and classic, but you
One.
just
Two.
did it. You ruined it.
What?
You ruined it, Thomas. Congratulations. Okay. Number 3, The House of Leaves. Leaves are crunchy and puny, and I love stepping on them.
Yeah, they fly around.
The worst thing about leaves is whenever you step on it with the intent to get that satisfying crunch, and it just sort of crumples sadly under your weight.
Yeah, it's like.
That's the worst thing. They're not scary. Houses aren't scary, so why would a house of leaves be scary? Riddle me this. It. Now, why the frick would you just call a movie or a book or whatever It? That's a
what a
stupid
creative name.
What a creative name. I might as well call a story about toys Toy Story, am I right? That would never catch on.
Yeah, that would. Or a movie about cars, just call it Cars.
Freaking. Moving on. Number 5. I'm gonna have to censor this, Thomas. This is a bit too edgy for us.
Hell House.
I think you mean Heck House. This is a crappy title, if for no other reason. The reason that I can't say it on here because that is
It's edgy.
It's so profane. I can't believe that you would even foul your mouth by saying something like that. Number 6.
You know me. I'm edgy.
Number 6. Carrie.
carry you away. Hot, you know what I mean?
Well, again, like if they call it like
Carries
carry you
to
away.
Fear Town.
If they put like carry
Scary.
you away and then parentheses
Carry
like
you
ha,
away.
get it?
Hot.
That would be more scary.
Get it?
That would be more
Because
scary
she's
than
gonna
just
get
naming it
carried
Carrie.
away.
Carrie, it's such a dumb name, honestly. It's like if I wrote a horror book and named it Thomas. Or if I wrote a horror book and named it Andy. Or if I wrote a horror book and named it Kirby. Like, come on. Would you read a horror book called Kirby? Would you? Would you? Would you? No, you wouldn't. Number 7, Ghost Story.
Ghost Story?
I think we should circle back to the Toy Story point here.
Yep.
Yep. Number 8, The Exorcist. Aren't exorcists like people who drive out demons?
No.
Yeah, it feels like they were people. Because, like, when you
No.
perform an exorcism, isn't that like driving out a demon?
No.
Because it's like, what?
I'm pretty sure it's the other way around.
It's whenever you
I
summon a demon?
I thought it was the other way around.
Dude. I don't know what to believe anymore. We'll look it up. We'll fix it in post. Something wicked this way comes. It sounds like something that was written in the freaking early 19th century. It sounds like something I'd say while I was sipping my tea. Something wicked this way comes. I'm so civilized that I speak with my sentences backward, and instead of saying something wicked is coming this way, look out, I say something wicked this way comes. Number 10, Interview with the Vampire. What the heck title is that? That's just...
Hey!
That's stupid.
Hey,
Mr. Vampire, would you care to comment on that?
I want to suck your blood.
Is it true that you really, really love numbers?
Yes. 1, 2, 3.
I think my point stands. It deserves number 10 on this list. If anything, it deserves lower because that's ridiculous.
It sounds like a
So
really cringy 10-year-old girl book.
It does. It sounds like a really bad like Twilight fan fiction. No, 50 Shades of Grey was actually a Twilight fan fiction. So this just sounds like a fan fiction of a fan fiction, which, if anything, it'd just get even more convoluted as it went down the line, and I'm not a fan of that.
Now,
Moving on to the games. Number 1, Silent Hill.
I have heard of that.
It sounds like The Haunting of Hill House, but worse.
Yes.
Number 2, Alien Isolation. Is that like from the Alien movie? In which case, I think the only thing scary about that is that it's scary that they're trying to milk every cent that they can out of the Alien franchise. Number 3, Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
Also, a good...
That is a good name.
That is a
quality name. And I mean,
quality.
my perspective of it might be warped a little bit because I have seen some gameplay of this. I watched PewDiePie, his like first like full playthrough of a game was Amnesia: The Dark Descent, and I watched it and it was I really enjoyed it. But anyway, so I actually do know some stuff about this, but it was made by Valve. And honestly, don't we just love anything Valve does? Valve is awesome. They're awesome people. Valve, send us money.
And then we have the classic Dead Space
Dead
game.
Space. I've never heard of it.
You haven't?
Nope.
It's this horror game that takes place on a space station.
I could have guessed that.
And you're like,
and
people get killed.
Number 5, Outlast.
don't know what that's about. I'm sure it's about you outlasting.
It's about you surviving past other people. I don't know. Kind of a weird name. Like, I feel like since we can't even try to make some amount of estimate about what that game's about by the title, it's at best. Until Dawn.
I've also heard of that. I think it's another classic.
Heard of it? I think it's a classic game, but I'm not entirely sure.
I think it's a classic horror game.
Like
Like Silent Hill.
Yeah. Number 7, Resident Evil 4. I think the only thing evil about this is that they're killing the franchise with overexposure. Silent Hill 2.
The sequel to
Why do horror games need sequels, Thomas? Like, unless you're trying to tell a full story, which, to be fair, I don't know if Silent Hill 1 left off on, like, a cliffhanger or something, but if it didn't, and they just added this and it was unnecessary, why?
What about the indie horror games?
But why, though?
The
Resident Evil 2. Yeah. Resident Evil 7. Why are there so many Resident Evil titles on this list? I mean, I guess it's kind of on me because I made this list and I could have removed some. But Google, why did you suggest so many Resident Evil titles? Come on, like, give the indie horror makers a chance. You know, there wasn't like a single indie game in the top 10.
Not even like FNAF?
Not FNAF? I think we need to throw in I think we need a little honorable mention.
No.
Doki Doki Literature
not
Club.
Doki Doki.
That's a legendary name.
Dude, Doki Doki.
Doki Doki! I don't remember how the song goes. Whatever.